Leo Tolstoy's monumental 1877 novel, Anna Karenina, commences with one of literature's most iconic and profoundly resonant lines. All happy families are alike, each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. This seminal pronouncement establishes the philosophical bedrock for the epic narrative. It immediately posits that while the fundamental conditions for contentment might indeed possess a universal quality, perhaps involving a stable love, societal acceptance, and a sense of belonging derived from ethical and emotional harmonies, the myriad paths to despair are invariably deeply personal, idiosyncratic, and often inextricably rooted in the intricate interplay of individual choices, unfulfilled yearnings, and the prevailing social strictures of a specific era. This aphorism serves as a profound predictive lens, subtly hinting at the diverse, often divergent paths to disillusionment meticulously charted across its sprawling narrative, which first captivated readers as a serialization in The Russian Messenger from 1873 to 1877. It suggests that happiness is a state of harmonious equilibrium, achieved through a confluence of shared values, mutual understanding, and a well-functioning domestic sphere. Unhappiness, conversely, manifests as an individual disarray stemming from unique grievances, character flaws, or external pressures that disrupt this delicate balance. Tolstoy's genius in this deceptively simple, yet immensely powerful opening lies in its remarkable ability to distill the novel's core philosophic and psychological inquiry, the universal pursuit of meaning against the backdrop of specific, often tragic human experiences. The novel unfolds through a complex narrative structure, masterfully weaving two primary yet starkly contrasting plotlines. The first follows the tragic affair of Anna Arkadievna Karenina and Count Alexei Kirillovich Vronsky, an exploration of adulterous love, societal judgment, and destructive personal happiness set against the opulent but stifling backdrop of Petersburg and Moscow salons. The second centers on Konstantin Dmitrievich Levin's earnest search for meaning and authentic existence through rural life, agricultural labor, family, and faith within his provincial estates. This deliberate juxtaposition illuminates fundamental human experiences and societal pressures from opposing perspectives. Anna's burgeoning discontent and fateful meeting with Vronsky establish the novel's tragic trajectory early on. Meanwhile, Levin's philosophical grapple with life's profound questions and the challenges of married life provides a counterpoint of hopeful, albeit complex, resolution. These interwoven destinies, punctuated by fluid shifts across diverse settings, allow Tolstoy to explore the intricate relationship between individual agency and societal constraint, the ephemeral nature of passion, and the enduring quest for genuine spiritual and emotional fulfillment. Anna Arkadievna Karenina, initially a captivating, intelligent, and vivacious woman, finds herself trapped in a loveless yet socially unassailable marriage to Alexei Alexandrovich Karenin, an older, emotionally detached government official. Beneath her outward grace and societal conformity, Anna experiences a profound ennui, yearning for a genuine emotional connection and passion that the superficiality of Petersburg society utterly fails to provide. Her fateful encounter with the dashing Count Vronsky at a Moscow railway station becomes the catalyst for her defiance. Vronsky, young and charming, embodies the spontaneity and intense passion her life lacks, sparking an illicit affair that irrevocably shatters her world. Anna's tragic trajectory is defined by her relentless internal conflict, the irreconcilable pull between her societal obligations as a wife and mother and her overwhelming desire for authentic love. Despite profound guilt, her passion prevails, propelling her into a relentless struggle against rigid social norms. Once her affair is known, Petersburg society, with its unforgiving moral codes, ostracizes her completely. Anna bravely chooses love over a life of pretense, yet this very act of liberation paradoxically leads to an escalating isolation and a new, more suffocating kind of confinement. As her relationship with Vronsky deepens, their initial romantic bliss erodes under the weight of social exclusion and instability. Her dependence on Vronsky intensifies, manifesting as possessiveness and insecurity, fueled by gnawing fears of his potentially waning affection. Her public standing collapses entirely, plunging her into a deep psychological abyss. Believing Vronsky's love to be fading and seeing no escape from her torment, Anna tragically throws herself under a train, a potent, recurring symbol that has marked her journey from its inception, seeking a final, desperate release from her suffering. Her beloved son, Suryaja, becomes an innocent, heart-rending casualty of her choices and society's unforgiving judgment, further deepening the tragedy of her pursuit of freedom. Count Alexei Kirillovich Vronsky, a charismatic and successful cavalry officer, is captivated by Anna from their first encounter. Struck by her beauty, intelligence, and vivacity, he falls genuinely in love. Drawn to their intense connection and the promise of a passionate life that starkly contrasts his predictable social order. His early courtship is marked by a romantic idealism, believing their love can transcend societal boundaries. However, as the affair unfolds, Vronsky's perspective shifts dramatically. The initial exhilaration gradually gives way to unease and disillusionment. While still deeply attached to Anna, the relentless social ostracism, her increasing emotional dependence, and the constant public scrutiny weigh heavily upon him. Their choice stifles his military career and social standing, transforming his idealistic pursuit into a profound burden. He begins to yearn for a more conventional life, grappling with growing guilt over his evolving feelings and the unforeseen consequences of their shared defiance. The affair ultimately thwarts Vronsky's military career and societal ambitions, leaving an indelible mark of scandal. Consumed by grief and guilt after Anna's tragic death, he seeks oblivion or perhaps a desperate form of redemption by enlisting in the Russo-Turkish War. Yet even in the crucible of war, he finds no true solace. The novel portrays Vronsky as a man who, despite his passionate embrace of Anna, ultimately fails to achieve genuine fulfillment, leaving him with a haunting sense of emptiness and regret, a complex victim of both his own desires and society's rigid judgment. Alexei Alexandrovich Karenin is presented as a man of formidable principles, stern duty, and unwavering adherence to social conventions. As a high-ranking government official, his life is meticulously governed by logic, duty, and class expectations, often at the expense of genuine emotional expression. His world is one of rigid rules where any deviation is deemed morally reprehensible, and public reputation holds paramount importance. Anna's infidelity plunges Alexei Alexandrovich into an unprecedented moral and personal crisis. His deep-seated belief in duty and societal expectations demands he confront the situation with dignity, preserving the illusion of a respectable family. His personal feelings of betrayal and humiliation clash violently with his public persona. While profoundly hurt, his primary concern remains the preservation of his social standing and reputation. He contemplates divorce legalistically, driven more by appearances and career damage than by a profound understanding of the human suffering involved, thereby exposing the limits of his rigid moral framework when confronted with the complexities of human emotion. In the face of Anna's transgression, Karenin maintains a stoic, almost unyielding composure, consistently prioritizing public duty over personal feelings. His ultimate resolution, a separation rather than a public divorce, is meticulously calculated for the self-preservation of his public image. This stoicism, while projecting strength, ultimately isolates him, revealing the profound hollowness of a life devoid of genuine emotional connection and empathy. His capacity for true forgiveness is tragically constrained by his moralistic worldview and his inability to reconcile Anna's actions with his unwavering sense of social propriety, leading to a self-serving, morally compromised approach to her suffering. Konstantin Levin, increasingly alienated by the superficiality of Moscow society and his initial rejection by Princess Ekaterina Alexandrovna Sh. Known as Kitty, retreats to his rural estate, seeking an authentic existence rooted in agricultural labor and deep introspection. He grapples with profound philosophical and spiritual questions, questioning societal artifice and striving for a life of genuine purpose. Kitty, initially swayed by Vronsky's dazzling charm, matures significantly after observing the destructive consequences of Anna's affair. She eventually recognizes and appreciates Levin's genuine character, intellectual integrity, and the stability he offers. Their reconnection, fostered through mutual respect and a shared yearning for substance over superficiality, leads to a renewed proposal and a marriage built on deep affection and shared values. Levin finds profound fulfillment not only in farming, which he approaches with a philosophical zeal, but also in the quiet joys of family life and the gradual discovery of spiritual peace. Kitty, embracing domesticity and motherhood, finds deep satisfaction in creating a loving and stable home. Their stable, loving life, characterized by mutual respect, shared purpose, and a connection to the land, consistently juxtaposes Anna's tragic passion, highlighting a different, more enduring path to happiness rooted in authenticity and inner harmony. Their journey embodies Tolstoy's vision of a meaningful existence, found in genuine human connection, honest labor, and spiritual understanding. Stepan Arkadievich, or Steva, and Dolly Oblonsky's family vividly illustrates Tolstoy's opening premise. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Steva, Anna's charming but chronically unfaithful brother, embodies a casual hedonism and an avoidance of responsibility. His self-indulgent desires for pleasure and social gratification create constant financial and emotional strain, representing a pervasive moral laxity within the aristocratic class. Dolly, a loving and devoted mother, suffers profoundly from Steva's infidelity and irresponsibility. Her household, despite her tireless efforts to maintain order, lacks genuine intimacy and is marked by her weary resignation and the constant shadow of his transgressions. While she yearns for family stability, she remains constrained by societal norms and her love for her children. Their domestic misery stems not from grand passion or societal defiance, but from personal indulgence and neglect, showcasing a distinct brand of unhappiness, one of quiet desperation and fragmented affections that contrasts sharply with the ideals pursued by Kitty and Levin. Tolstoy's Anna Karenina is a multifaceted exploration of the human condition, delving into the intricate tapestry of desire, morality, society, and the elusive nature of happiness. The novel meticulously dissects the multifaceted nature of human desire. Anna craves passionate, transcendent love, a yearning that ultimately leads to her downfall. Vronsky seeks social acclaim and intense passion, only to find his ideals eroded by societal pressures and personal burdens. Levin desires authenticity, spiritual fulfillment, and a genuine family life, often clashing with aristocratic expectations. Kitty's concept of happiness evolves from youthful romantic ideals to contentment in stable love, family, and domesticity. Alexei Alexandrovich prioritizes order, respectability, and social standing above all else. Steva Oblonsky embodies hedonistic desires, prioritizing fleeting pleasures while avoiding responsibility, causing profound unhappiness for others. Ultimately, Tolstoy illustrates how unfulfilled, misdirected, or unchecked desires, pursued without considering their ethical implications or broader consequences, inevitably lead to profound unhappiness and tragedy. Each character's unique form of unhappiness, often rooted in these desires, serves as a poignant illustration of the novel's opening axiom. Tolstoy meticulously navigates the moral labyrinths of 19th-century Russian society, starkly exposing its pervasive aristocratic hypocrisy. Anna's affair with Vronsky, a central transgression, results in devastating social ostracization and ruin. Conversely, Steva Oblonsky's casual infidelity elicits few repercussions, revealing society's glaring double standard for adultery. Alexei Karenin struggles between public duty and personal betrayal, tragically prioritizing appearances over compassion, showcasing the superficiality ingrained in the social order. The novel reveals how rigid social roles, particularly for women, limit individual agency. Anna's deviation from her expected role leads to severe consequences. Tolstoy critiques not only the corrupting influence of wealth and status, but also the spiritual and intellectual stagnation within the upper classes, preoccupied with trivialities rather than deeper existential concerns. This societal critique is deeply embedded in the historical and cultural landscape of 19th-century Russia, detailing its rigid social hierarchy, the importance of lineage, and the distinct, often artificial, lifestyles of the aristocracy, sharply contrasted with Levin's pursuit of authentic rural existence. The pursuit of happiness is explored as an elusive and deeply subjective journey. Anna defines happiness as passionate, romantic love, leading her to defy societal norms and ultimately to tragedy. Levin seeks happiness in an authentic existence, spiritual peace, honest labor, and family life, contrasting starkly with the external validation sought by others. Kitty's concept of happiness evolves from youthful romantic ideals to profound contentment in stable love, family, and domesticity. Vronsky initially associates happiness with glory and passionate affairs, finding them ultimately hollow. Tolstoy contrasts external success with internal peace, suggesting true happiness lies not in mere social approval or fleeting pleasures, but in authenticity, inner spiritual understanding, and meaningful connection. The novel powerfully testifies to the risks of love pursued outside societal boundaries, while simultaneously offering enduring happiness through authentic connection, shared values, and domestic fulfillment. Love, in its multifaceted nature, is shown as a capacity for both profound joy and self-discovery, and for destructive obsession and ruin, demonstrating its intricate intersection with individual desires, moral imperatives, and societal structures. Tolstoy's profound philosophical and spiritual inquiries permeate Anna Karenina, most deeply embodied in Konstantin Levin's character. Levin grapples with existential questions, the limits of human reason, and the profound necessity of faith, seeking spiritual solace beyond the superficiality of aristocratic life. The novel probes themes of redemption and forgiveness, with Vronsky and Anna exhibiting fleeting attempts at self-understanding amidst their tragic fates, raising profound questions about genuine absolution and the possibility of moral rebirth. Through diverse experiences, the novel interrogates what truly constitutes a meaningful life, suggesting Tolstoy's leanings towards purpose derived from honest labor, a deep connection to the land, and an unwavering faith as a profound counterpoint to the idleness and moral decay of the aristocratic classes. This continuous search for ethical anchors and spiritual clarity in a world of shifting values provides a profound core to the novel's overarching message. Tolstoy's masterful artistry in Anna Karenina is evident through his profound psychological realism, meticulously revealing characters' inner lives, complex motivations, and emotional intricacies via extensive internal monologues and detailed observations. His omniscient narrator deftly shifts perspectives, offering both a panoramic view of the social landscape and deep insight into the intricate webs of human relationships. often interjecting insightful commentary that guides moral and philosophical interpretation. The train serves as a potent, recurring symbol intrinsically linked to Anna's fateful encounter, the relentless march of passion. The transgression of societal norms and her ultimate, tragic demise, representing modernity's unstoppable force and the inexorable sweep of fate. Subtle yet effective foreshadowing permeates the narrative, hinting at future tragedies and imbuing the story with a poignant sense of inevitability. Beyond individual psychology, Tolstoy meticulously details the customs and etiquette of 19th-century Russian aristocratic society. Contextualizing characters' actions and the pervasive social pressures they confront with unflinching precision. Upon its initial serialization, Anna Karenina received considerable critical acclaim for its scope, psychological depth, and artistic merit. It immediately solidified Leo Tolstoy's reputation as a literary titan, showcasing his mature artistic vision and unparalleled ability to capture the breadth and depth of human experience. The novel is widely considered a masterpiece, profoundly influencing subsequent literary traditions with its sophisticated character development and intricate plotting, setting a benchmark for psychological realism. Its consistent ranking among the greatest novels is due to its exploration of universal themes: love, betrayal, family, societal pressure, and the search for meaning, ensuring its timeless classic status. Anna Karenina also stands in profound dialogue with other literary masterpieces. It resonates with Gustave Flaubert's Madame Bovary in its exploration of romantic idealism's destructive nature and societal constraints on women. Though Tolstoy offers a broader social panorama and a deeper critique of societal hypocrisy through Levin's counter-narrative. Similarly, parallels with Theodore Fontaine's Effie Briest highlight the devastating societal consequences of rigid honor codes and expectations on women. Yet Tolstoy delves into a more profound psychological landscape and a broader institutional critique. Comparing it to tragic romances like Romeo and Juliet underscores the universal human desire for profound love. But Anna's story uniquely unfolds over a longer period, examining the gradual erosion of life, reputation, and mental state, providing unmatched depth and scope. The enduring theme across these comparisons is how societal structures, moral frameworks, and individual choices tragically converge for those who defy norms in their pursuit of happiness. Its enduring cultural impact is further attested by numerous film, television, and theatrical adaptations. Early interpretations, such as Greta Garbo's 1927 silent film, streamlined the narrative to emphasize Anna's tragic romance. Theatrical productions consistently focus on key dramatic confrontations and emotional arcs, making the story accessible and visceral. Modern retellings, like Joe Wright's 2012 film, reinterpret the novel through contemporary lenses, employing innovative visual language such as a theatrical set symbolizing societal artificiality to highlight timeless themes of agency, societal expectations, and the ongoing human struggle for authentic happiness amid restrictive norms, demonstrating its perennial relevance.